If there's one thing that I make known on this channel is that I play games. I love video games. It's something that I've always enjoyed ever since I was a kid and will probably always enjoy until the day I die. But there's one thing that's been really unfortunate the older I get, which is just seeing the gaming industry and games in general kind of go down the shitter. I'm being completely honest. It's not to say that there aren't, good games still coming out. They do exist, but on the other token, there's a lot of AAA games and companies that want to milk you as much as they possibly can. And so in today's video, I kind of want to cover a couple topics that have been on my radar for a while. I just never got around to it. So I just want to compile it here now in one condensed video. The first one being Yakuza Infinite Wealth. If you know me, you know that I like the Yakuza series, and I know it's been renamed to Like a Dragon, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, the new game is about to come out, and it came out that the new game plus mode is locked behind a paywall. Imagine a feature that is normally in every fucking game when you pay the retail price, but this game, no. You need to pay for New Game Plus. Why? Why is it locked behind? I can't wrap my mind around that. This constant nickel and diamond consumers out of as much money as you possibly can is so fucking disgusting to me, and I hate it so much. And this sucks because I do like Yakuza. I like the series. The last game was fucking fantastic. It was amazing. So to sit there and see they're doing it for this game, which, and look, I know someone's going to go in the comments and be like, well, they already were doing this in the Japan releases and in all the other countries. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Just because they did it somewhere else doesn't mean that now all of a sudden it's good to just put in the rest of the releases for the rest of the world. It shouldn't even be behind a paywall to begin with. That's the insane part. I hate when people say this. Oh, well, they've just been doing this for so long. Why are you surprised? I don't care how long they've been doing it. It doesn't justify it just because you say, oh, well, they've been doing it for so long, so why are you surprised? That doesn't sit there and cancel out criticism of it. Just to give you a better idea how much money they're trying to gouge out of you, here's the game right here, $70. Of course, a standard price now. Every game comes for that price. Doesn't mean I like it, but $70. It's already asking a lot as it is. And so to sit there and get New Game Plus, you need to get the deluxe edition for say $85 at this point. All right, we don't do $84.99. It's $85 if you want to sit there and get your New Game Plus mode. That's insane. So you're paying an extra $15 for something that should already be part of the base game itself. That is just, it's just scummy. It's greedy. It's literally all it is. There is no universe where someone could try and convince me otherwise that, oh, well, you know what, it's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I actually saw some actual arguments where people are like, well, who actually going to make it to the final game and actually play New Game Plus? I mean, you play it once and then you move on. Who cares? What? Who cares? Dog, I care. I give a fuck. I might never touch it. But what if the off chance I do want to touch it? Well, now I need to go pay. I got to go pay extra $15 just to access a game mode that I may or may not even like. A game mode that is normally a free addition with other fucking games that come out. That's absolutely insane, man. That's just so fucking scummy, and I can't wrap my head around people who actually try and defend scummy ass practices like this. It's like the shit where games released with day one DLC and there's a whole bunch of content and people are like, well, who cares? I mean, they already gave you a full game. So, dog, the extra content that they're selling right beside the game at release is shit that should have just been included with the game. If you want my hard-earned money after I pay you 70 fucking bucks, then release new content. Make new content. Do that. Make it worth my time so that I will want to pay you more money. But don't sit there and just greedily block it behind it after it's already been made and it was part of the base game to begin with. That's awful. And so to add on top of that, this was the other thing I saw that I want to talk about as well. Ubisoft exec says gamers need to get comfortable not owning their games for subscriptions to take off, which honestly, I hate to say this, but they're actually right. And the thing is, with the way this whole industry is going and just consumers in general, this will probably be a real reality at some point in time. Like, I know a lot of people like to say, oh, this ain't going to happen. No shot. No, just you wait. Once cloud gaming and subscription services become such a convenient option to a lot of people, or I guess the casuals, if you will, then a lot of people are going to start flocking to it, and eventually it will become the norm. No matter what people might think and say, oh, this will never take off. People will never use this. Oh, just you wait. If it becomes convenient enough, it becomes fast enough, and it becomes something that people find a lot more easier to access and use, then yeah, they're going to go this route instead. Because think about this for a second. If you could buy Ubisoft Plus right now for $15 and you could play one of their brand new games at release, as opposed to paying 50, 60, 70 bucks. Let's be real here. You're going to do it. I did it. When Assassin's Creed Mirage came out, I paid for Ubisoft Plus. I wanted to play the game. I'm not going to sit there and pay a full fucking price for it if I could sit there and pay a cheaper price. But on the same token, if I actually enjoy the game enough, I would like to own the game so that I'm not held to a fucking subscription service. I think that subscription services are fine if they are a complementary to actually owning the game. You don't have to sit there and choose one or the other. You can have your cake and eat it too. That's realistically how it should be. This load of bullshit saying, hey, gamers, you need to sit there and I don't know why y'all think you deserve to own your games. You need to sit there and suck it up, and you're going to have to start paying a subscription service if you want to keep access to your games. No. And then to make things even worse, you have every company under the fucking sun that wants their own subscription service. Ubisoft Plus, EA Plus, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass. We're creating a Netflix situation all over again, but for gaming, where every game is locked away in its own little platform, and who knows what's going to happen one day where maybe that is a actual reality. I could be wrong, maybe it won't, but with the way gaming has been going lately, I could see it becoming a possible situation where companies are going to be like, oh, you want to play our newest game? You're going to need to play it through our launcher, and you're going to need to pay a subscription service. That's how you play our games. And to me, that's very depressing and sad. I don't like that at all. I personally like to own my games. While I might be mainly a PC gamer these days, I do still like the idea of owning games. Like my PS5 back there, I don't really touch it anymore. But when I do buy games, there are some that I genuinely do like to have a copy of, like Persona. Persona 5 is one of my favorite series of all time, and I would do everything to keep a copy of it just so I have it, so that in the off chance, maybe when I'm 50 years old, 60 years old, and if I still got a PS5, I'll go boot that bad boy up and I can play some of it. You know, who knows where PC gaming or digital gaming will be at that point, but the idea is so you can always go back and play things without needing to be connected to an internet or anything at all. But who knows? Maybe I'm just a relic. Maybe I'm getting old, and the idea that I think behind owning games and how you consume it is a way of the past. Maybe that's the case. Continuing on from their statement, they said one of the things we saw is that gamers are used to a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. No, there's nothing that needs to shift. There's nothing wrong with owning your shit. They got comfortable not owning their CD collections or DVD collections. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you built in the game or your engagement with the game. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game. And I say that's a load of bullshit, dog. You got PlayStation Plus cloud storage, you got Xbox cloud storage, you got Steam cloud storage. Whenever you finish your games or you finish gaming on it, guess what? I can go over to my laptop over there and continue where I left off. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, this makes no sense. What do you mean? So because I own your game in a subscription service, and the way it's going to work is because I got to connect to the cloud, and so I'm going to be able to have my progress no matter where I go? I can already do that as it is owning my game. What are you talking about? That makes no sense. I can back up my saves on my computer right now. This is a load of bullshit, man. This statement is a whole bunch of nothing. All this is trying to do is pose a specific narrative to try and make a point for making their service sound way better than it actually is, and how, oh, this is going to be perfect. You can sit there and get our service. You can have our games. You don't even need to worry about owning them no more. You just hop on in, you load up into the cloud or the subscription service, and boom, there you go. And guess what? Anywhere you go, you'll have your games there. You can always play them. Let's go. You know, that's pretty much how they're wording it. When in reality, got that PS5 there, I can go boot it up. If I got PlayStation Plus, or even I got a USB drive, I think it should work. I know it did for PS4. It should work for PS5. If it doesn't, let me know. But you can sit there and back your shit up. Same thing for my computer. I can back it up, put it on a USB drive, and then go carry that bad boy to my laptop if I really needed to. But all these services provide cloud storage for your saves, so I don't have to do anything. All my progress is already saved. It's so wild reading this. I still have 2 boxes of DVDs. I definitely understand the gamer's perspective with that. But as people embrace that model, they will see that these games will exist, the service will continue, and you'll be able to access them when you feel like. That's reassuring, and that's a load of bullshit. That's really what it is. What if you just go fucking bankrupt one day? What if Ubisoft just poof vanishes? What if PlayStation poof vanishes? What if these companies just say fuck gaming because it's not worth their time or money or investment no more, and this shit just vanishes? That's a real possibility. It's a real situation. Will it happen? Who knows? But that is a real fear to have. That's why people like owning their shit, because they don't want to be tied down to a specific service or a subscription in the hopes that their games will always be there, at least for the time that they're alive. The idea of owning your content is so that you can sit there and know that you always have access no matter what happens in the foreseeable future. And that's what I hate about the way all these companies try and spin and pose this narrative of how these subscription services and these cloud gaming streaming services are such a game changer and you're always going to have your games, when in reality, that's something you can never fully say. It's just like the situation that happened earlier where Ubisoft shut down the crew servers for their online. And guess what? Now you can't even play the game no more, at least as far as I recall, because it requires the online service to even start the fucking game. That's why it's so fucking insane for so many of these games that are especially like single player like, that have a single player function, but then they require you to still go online anyway, or else you can't play the game at all. That's fucking bullshit, man. It's fucking trash. Anyways, I'm gonna stop now. I'm getting too much on the tangent. I just want to talk about this real quick because it makes me fucking mad. I like owning my games. I don't like the future of not owning anything and everything being tied to a cloud storage or a subscription storage. I think it's a load of dog shit and it's a future that I'm not looking forward to at all. Anyways, you made this far into the video, so give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me comment below what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.